What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Odd Shopper channel, coming to you with another edition of Ladies, Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become a prize whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. Going to put on my best Scotty Scheffler impression and try to be the GOAT out here this week. Last week, back and forth a little bit. We are starting to get traction, though, with some of the hit props. We're starting to really solidify the card when it comes to some of the K props. I'm feeling really, really good in the prop market. What's weird about this card is I do have more outrights than I normally do. Going to try to beat some lines here early. Again, it's key to be shopping for the best lines. That's why it's called Odd Shopper. And we want to be beating the books to these numbers or beating. Yeah, anywho, we're going to just start winning more bets. How about that? That's what I was going for. Producer Jacob, he's excited. He's like, yay, let's do that and not suck. I do have a lock for you on this card, too. So that's exciting to get back into the mix there. I really have nothing else to talk about here on the front end. We have a ton of baseball. 15 games, including breakfast and baseball in Boston. That is alliteration, friends. That's BetMGM. That could go in the B category. Alliteration's neat, and Odd Shopper, you sign up for down below. We'll talk about it later. Producer Jacob, hi, hello. Tons to get to. Let's get to the picks. Hi, hello. We have baseball before noon there in Boston. Wild stuff here, but such is life. They've had some weird start times, and this is going to go up there with it. It's like the Boston Marathon thing that they do. Whatever. We're going to talk about it here. Xavier Curry taking on Cutter Crawford, who throws a cutter, which I always enjoy. That's his name, and he throws a cutter. I'm not off to a great start. Let's get better here. Xavier Curry, friends, 45.2% hard hit, 16.6% K rate. I don't like him. I never have liked him. I will not like him in the future. In fact, we're going to target him with a bat. I'll talk about that in a second. But first, Cutter Crawford. Want to see where this K prop opens at. Again, it's weird that we don't have everything out here ahead of time, especially for a game that is going to be ready to rock in the morning here. But Cutter Crawford, 223 xWOBA with a 28.1% K rate. Good against lefties, good against righties, 2.7% barrel percentage, and has been damn good. So these are two winning baseball teams at the moment. I do think Boston, if you're looking to play something in the morning, I don't think is terrible here at minus 130. Cleveland, we know that they don't strike an absolute metric ton, but I don't buy into this lineup resurgence here at the top. Nobody's hitting it over 47% hard hit. Naylor, Will Brennan, Tyler Freeman, Josh Naylor. Josh Naylor's been flat out good, though, so I'm not going to talk shit about him. But Boston, friends, there's one bat that I want to give some love to. Tristan Castis, 44.7% hard hit percentage, 434 expected slugging, gets the platoon advantage. And again, Xavier Curry, 19.6 degree average launch angle. That, friends, is high. That, friends, sets up to go far. Looks like the weather's going to be pretty decent there and blowing out ever so slightly to pesky pole. Let's go, Tristan Cassis. I'm calling it a lean like. Again, all the other ones have leans on the home runs today because I have no idea where specific numbers will be opening. I want to give myself a couple of outs to just identify where I think they're going to be relative to the number. But this is absolutely the way that I am starting my day, and you should too. Next up here, we start the normal times of baseball here. It's like 6:40 Eastern, 3:40 Pacific. So yeah, now we have just baseball the rest of the day after the 8 a.m. or whatever Pacific time game. Anyway, Colton Cowser. Oh, we'll talk about him here in a second. But Baltimore taking on my Twins. I'm not a huge fan of Cole Irvin, but I do like what Baltimore's done. Talk about it all the time. Pitching to your ballpark. What are you trying to accomplish? Well, if you have a massive cavern out there to left field, a soft tossing lefty as your fifth starter, back-end starter, is not the worst idea here in Cole Irvin. 45.7% hard hit percentage, 393 xWOBA. These are terrible numbers that are going to get him lit on the road. Again, barrel percentage, one of the worst in baseball thus far, but not going to be good. Never was good before, but he fits a need for them. And taking on my Twins, there's not a lot of righties you need to be all that concerned about. Carlos Santana switch hitting up at the top of that lineup, then 7-hole against righties. Just wild range of outcomes here. But against lefties, it's like him, Margot, Jose Miranda. I mean, without Royce Lewis, we are just in shambles out there in the infield, the hitting positions. Weak AF. And Louis Varland's terrible. 402 xWOBA, 541 expected slugging. I pretty much said that from the get-go. He's a 26-year-old. We know who he is. He's going to be a 4.5, 5 flat expected ERA guy in the future. Every projection side, Zip, Steamer, everybody's got him as not good. So That always feels great when I look at my starters this season and just know we're in shambles. But Colton Cowser, 2+ hits, 2+ bases. I'm going to be paying very close attention to this one based on previous numbers here. I think we want to be firing this up, friends. We've got 58.3% hard hit percentage and a 352 expected batting average through 24 batted ball events. These young players, man, they are so damn good. And he's a lefty out there. So you have a 318 pull down the right field there. And then you've got like 410 in the cavern out to left. So pulling the baseball against a bad righty, that's useful, friends. We're going to be identifying it here. Probably a lot of these lefties. I'm also going to take a look at Mr. Mullins. Next up on our tour, we got the Rockies. We have the Phillies and a struggling pitcher right now in Aaron Nola here on the bump for them. 43.1% hard hit percentage, 298 expected batting average, and just the most concerning thing, the 14.5% K rate. Now, there's a lot of veterans that, obviously, with the pitch clock last season, we saw some dips in some K rates. He's also 30 years of age with a lot of mileage on the tires, had avoided major injuries since 2020 there, where it was a little bit more limited. Everybody just had a great 2020, but he had the 33.2% K rate, height of his powers there. To see it fall precipitously to 14.5% and then an 11.6% walk rate, 5.79 expected ERA. Now, this could just be a small sample size deal. We've seen Aaron Nola, Zach Wheeler give it up before at times. Again, come playoff time, they just hone it down and we bet on them and we make money generally betting on the Phillies, except for when they lost to Arizona. But, otherwise, last 2 years, Phillies have treated us very, very nicely. And Cal Quantrill on the bump for them? Yeah, give me the over of 8.5. Cal Quantrill, if you don't know by now, just, I hate that guy so much. 14.7% K rate. Good luck against these lefties. Murder is murder. Missed that guy. Kyle Harrison, strikeout rate, not showing back up. AJ Puck moved to the bullpen to the starting role. Has not worked out, but we're going to see him go. We're going to keep going. Kyle Harrison, AJ Puck, I don't even know what to tell you. It's just two lefties that generally, tons of hype around Harrison and his AAA K rate. Didn't show up in the big leagues, but 25% so far this season. What I get concerned about is he's a lefty who throws beach balls. 46.8% hard hit, 21.9 degree average launch angle off the bat. My friends, you got to look at home run props even in a ballpark like there is in Miami. Miami. Party in the city when the heat is on all night on the beach till the break of dawn. There was a lot going on in this segment. How about I just give you the damn play? San Francisco money line. We're going to back the Kyle Harrison side of things, though. Even though he's throwing those beach balls, I'm going to pay attention. Again, I can try to pick off a home run prop or two. That's not going to be an issue. But AJ Puck so far, sub 14% K rate, 24.1% walk rate. Serious issues walking. Kind of like me saying serious. It was an issue there. Let's talk outshot. $14.95 weekly, friends, $49.95 monthly. You sign up down below. It is great time to jump on over. Check out that positive EV tool, the fantasy optimizer. If you're in a non-legal state, to check out Prize Picks and Underdog and Pick Six and all the gloriousness over there. Great opportunity to jump into that Discord hangout. I will be there Monday through Friday here. Been trying to chill a little bit here on my weekends as we are accumulating baseball sample size. And trust me, the NBA was trying to kill us all the last week. That is for damn sure. So is what it is, friends. Let's also give you 20% off, shall we? Boom! Tough actin', 20% off using code Lindy. Expert picks, Discord, premium tools, all in one package. Yeah, I think that's it. I hate that picture of me. Back to the picks we go. I met Michael Lorenzen one time. He was really nice. He was on the field, Dodger Stadium. It was cool. And then he gave up 1 million runs. Then he had the most random no-hitter ever with the Phillies last year. I think that was last year. Wasn't it last year? I think it was last year. He's just not good. Anyway, Michael Lorenzen, he's back in our lives playing for the Rangers. That's weird. And why is my hair doing that? That's weird too. Maurice Olson is absolutely no good, very bad, terrible. I don't know what I was thinking going into this season. I made a small little trade in Dynasty because I thought, there's some pedigree there. There's some, well, he didn't even have pedigree. It's just somebody that 4.73 expected ERA last season, needed somebody to eat up innings. And I was looking at ERA and I'm like, he was a sub 4 ERA guy. Maybe I can add a little bit of that in my roto. No. Haven't started him once. Been on my bench nonstop. Just watch him give up ground balls that get hit really hard. I don't even like his pitch mix. I don't think his parents like him. Well, no, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they love him. That was going too far. I didn't mean to say that. I apologize to the Olsen family. Michael Lorenzen, though, we are pretty established on him not being good. There's been a lot of random no-hitters in life. We only have Blanco so far this season, I believe. Nothing like the guy that I bet against in that spot. Let's bet against Lorenzen every opportunity that we can in some capacity. Yeah. I don't know what it's going to be. There's going to be hitter props that we have to pay close attention to, but I'll call it a lean of 9. It's the closest thing I have to a play here at the moment. But the hit props. God, hair looks like shit. All right. We have 15 games. There's going to be tons of prop exposure. If you're listening to me in the premium Discord, hi, hello, I'm talking to you. And you absolutely need to have another money line for some godforsaken reason. This is like on the cusp of like 1%, 2% expected value, something close there. You could have 50 of these type of bets on any specific card. And again, that's kind of odd shopper when you're sorting and you're betting all of them specifically. If you have a bankroll of $1,000 or $5,000 or whatever it is, you can basically pick out exactly which units you want to be putting in to which plays or what you should be. There's a recommended number. The OS rating helps us identify it. It's a beautiful tool. You just need to be checking it out. But what I'm getting at is that this is a little bit thin. Patrick Sandoval taking on Zach Eflin, mainly because Zach Eflin, I don't know exactly what's going on with him. I went through some of the mix and, there's a lot of velocity that is down across the entire league. But what I wanted to point out with him is that he's always kind of given up max exit velocity. He's always been a guy that when he gets hit really, really hard. But last season, 270x WOBA, huge improvement in that category. 3.02 expected ERA, massive improvement over like 2020, 2021. I mean, we're talking about, he's had a good expected ERA now every year since 2018. He's been sub 4.15 in that department. So it's a guy that overall looks pretty darn good, but the sinker, it's been okay. Like just okay, but you want it to generate some whiff. 12.9% whiff rate last season, 7.4% this year. So just not getting the kind of chase, the kind of swing and miss that you're looking for. And it's definitely resulted in getting hit up a little bit more. As for Patrick Sandoval, after a very, we'll call it shaky, to put it lightly, start to his season in Baltimore, did not enjoy that 1 2/3 innings, did not enjoy watching him get completely lit up. He's looked really good. Now, it was against Miami and against Tampa, but Tampa's a pretty darn good little outing there, if you ask me. Is what it is. I get worried about the walk rate from time to time, 11.5%. There it is. But a 31.6% hard hit percentage, 2.6% barrel percentage. I think Los Angeles is a value side of this one, plus 135. Now, again, there are lots of plays that you're going to find on specific MLB slates from now until forever. We're talking like October. It's going to be a long season. Till October, friends. It's just a little bit thin for me. I'm probably not going to be betting it myself, but if you're looking for it, enjoy it. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. To my favorite play on the entire card, not even remotely close. And again, it's strange to me because it's a money line and we're looking at like -105, -105. So you're basically 50-50, right? That's the way that this is being perceived as, right? We're going into Toronto. We have Luis Gil on the mound going up against the broken down version of, the not so good version of. I just lost my notes. There he is, Chris Bassett. I was going to say, going through some of his mix, friends, it is not looking good so far. He is just throwing that cutter out there. It's getting barreled up nonstop. 499 expected slugging, 12% walk rate here. And you go through previous seasons. I mean, this is kind of showing out. He had over 3,000 pitches last year in 2023. Absolute workhorse. 3.60 total ERA, 3.60. But something that he's routinely done is he's outperformed what his expected ERA has been. And this is one of those things where the StatCast data, it basically is cycling it out and it's saying, well, if you don't have any control over where the ball gets hit, this is the distribution of it. Again, there's attached numbers. You have to worry about your fielders. You have to do a lot of other things. But for the most part, the data is what it is. He has a 6.17 expected ERA so far this season in 301 pitches. So 3 starts. It has not been pretty. 5.06 ERA plus a little bit of a walk problem too. 12% walk rate. He's never really had a walk problem. Not since 2016 it was, where it was north of 10%. 9.3% in 2018 wasn't exactly ideal, but he had been right around 6-7% for the last 5 years running. So I think that regresses 22.7% K rate. That's been about where he's been the last couple of years. What I'm getting at is that he just doesn't really have all that much of a ceiling here. And we know that this Yankees lineup brings some ammunition to the table, do they not? Now, they're going to strike out decent amount at the top with certain of their pieces, but they've had the third best K rate in baseball against right-handed pitching so far, which I find to be very surprising, to go with a 126 WRC plus. So I repeat, this is a Yankees team that is just coming out of the gates, spewing hot lava, looking good, and striking out a lot less than normal. Also, the 12.8% walk rate, highest in baseball. So if that walk rate continues for Mr. Bassett, there are going to be issues. But the whole play is all predicated on the starting pitcher that I am looking at here in Luis Gil. Now, he has been a promised one. He is a dude who, do I expect 36.8% K rate to maintain based off the last couple years? No, not entirely. That is for sure. But Luis Gil, he did not pitch in 2023. He pitched all of one game in 2022. And coming out this season, I didn't really bet him early. Again, you want to be watching and accumulating sample size, but I gotta say, this four-seamer to the changeup is just filthy. He throws at 97, 98 miles per hour. And this changeup, friends, is just generating niceness too. The four-seamer gets a 31.8% whiff percentage, but changeup, 26.7% whiff percentage on that, along with a .058 expected batting average on that pitch. Yeah, this is wild. Now, he does have an 18.8% fly ball rate last season, though, or 2022, the one start that we saw. Doesn't really count. 2021, 33.8% fly ball rate. I think we probably see that one come up a little bit more here on him. So we'll see come the end of the season if I'm right about this. But so far, looking like one of the more surprising pitching prospects to emerge here in quite some time. Throws it fast, like the changeup. The slider's okay here too, but specifically the four-seamer change are just insane little pitches. And then Toronto, just breaking them down for you. This is a spot where we're just looking at them potentially being in regression mode as well. 10.2% walk rate, decent enough. 21.9% K rate, sweet. But 96 WRC plus. So way better WRC plus for the Yankees so far. Check. Way better upside arm that is kind of unexpected here in Gil. Check. Chris Bassett, early season troubles, like a couple of those arms. Kevin Gausman looking at you. Velo down for him too. Check. Gotta lock the Yankees money line. I don't see a way around it here. I just, that was a long explanation. I'll speed it up. BetMGM, friends, first bet safety net up to $1,500. Get your bonus bets back if your first bet loses. You sign up for that at the link below. Pretty self-explanatory. If you have DraftKings, if you have FanDuel, add BetMGM to the repertoire, friends. Only if you're 21 and over. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Back to the picks we go. Pittsburgh and the Mets. M-A-T-S, Mets. We got Perez, Martin Perez, Adrian Hauser out there. Going to be wild. Going to be absolutely wild. We're all hyped up for this one, aren't we? Yeah. No, we're not. This is going to be a terrible pitching matchup and nothing in terms of K rate from either of these guys. Adrian Hauser, one of the worst starters in baseball, has been since his Milwaukee days. Martin Perez, friends, 19.2% K rate. Not pretty for him either. 50% hard hit thus far this season. Across the board, just Martin Perez. We know what he tries to do. He's a southpaw who tries to induce ground balls. That is truly his job. That is what needs to be done, friends. So, yeah, what do I want to look at here? Left on left might be an interesting thing because Nemo, he's still going to be leading off. He's had it 430 ex-WOBA here thus far this season, 295 expected batting average, and he was on the card for Friday, so we're happy with him. Brandon Nimmo, 2+ bases, maybe we add the 2+ hits again, but I'm going to go 2+ bases here against Mr. Martin Perez. The Mets, winners of 7 of their last 10, 5 of their last 7, looking better. That Atlanta series might have flipped their season in a nice, prominent way. Again, it's so early. We're going to have these streaks. I don't believe in them, but it's just fun talking points. Speaking of fun talking points, how about Kansas City? They've got a football team. They might have a little bit of a baseball team on their hands if they have Cole Reagans pitching the way that he is, but Cole Reagans not on the mound. It's Seth Lugo this time around taking on Nick Nastrini. Now, I had to go through Nastrini dinner. That one just came to my head. I wanted to throw that out for the Harry Potter people. But anyway, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be Nick Nastrini out there. Oh, that's who listed here. There's a couple of different pitchers. We'll find out tomorrow, that's for sure. But he pitches for the Charlotte Knights. He is terrible. 7.71 ERA last season with the Charlotte Knights, 4.12 in all of 4 starts. He went from AA ball, 1.37 whip. Nothing really looked all that good in that regard. He does have 13 strikeouts in his 2 starts, but he's gotten absolutely butchered. 2.14 whip to go with it. Have fun, friends. Have fun out there. Oh my Lord, if Nick Estrini is pitching baseballs at Bobby Witt is going to hit them so hard and so far. It's ridiculous. Also, the weather's been pretty good in Kansas City to start off the season. 70.2% hard hit here. Or sorry, in Chicago, it's wind blowing out left. I meant Chicago, but it was cold before and now it's gotten better and the wind is doing things that way. Bobby Witt, 834 expected slugging. He's very, very good. Let's add MJ Melendez here too, friends. 51.5% hard hit percentage for Sweet Melendez. 596 expected slugging. Yeah, take a look at some Kansas City home runs. That is the whole point of this. The lane section. We'll find out which ones. You want to know which ones I end up betting? Ask me over on X at Eric Lindquist. I'm going to find something here, even any ballpark that, generally speaking, you wouldn't be targeting tons of home runs, but yeah, we will be. And a money line that's on the card. Another one. San Diego, Milwaukee. Going to be fun. Is this one going to actually be fun? No, probably not. We got regression mode here for Mr. Joe Musgrove. 351 expected batting average, 430 xWOBA here, 35.1% hard hit percentage. But I do want to just like circle star highlight one little thing about this. And this is the old West Coast team playing an evening game on ESPN, then traveling to Milwaukee. And now they fly in the most ridiculous stuff. It is super easy to travel and go about your life there. You know, raining in LA, doing whatever, playing your game there, and then getting to Milwaukee. That's not necessarily a huge issue. And the pitchers, they travel ahead of time, so you don't have to think about that too much from the starter's perspective. But how about these struggles for Joe Musgrove? Again, 430 xWOBA so far, sub 20% K rate. You're going to take on a Milwaukee team that has, you know, Contreras doesn't help to have Yelich dinged up here now. Ended up leaving with a back problem for a guy with storied back problems. That freaks me out. He had a torrid beginning to the season. It was really nice to us with some home run props there in Cincinnati. But here at home in Milwaukee, it would be nice to get him back. Doubt we're going to see that, though. My guess is the IL is coming sooner rather than later. But still, this is definitely a team traveling across after the evening game. And we're getting Joe Ross out there with a 264 expected slugging, 266 xWOBA, and a 3.6% barrel percentage, around a 23% K rate. Yes, San Diego doesn't strike out an absolute metric ton, but I think there's a little bit of value here with the plus money side of things, friends. I bet it. You should bet it. We should all bet it. Milwaukee, money line at home. Get it done. Get her done. Hot Atlanta, not so hot. Well, I mean, they're still like 9-5 or some shit. They're still fine. Well, they're taking on Houston here in this spot, and a couple of pitchers that not too familiar with, that's for sure. We're going to the Arrighetti, or Spencer Arrighetti. It's not good. 4.30 expected ERA so far this season. Just one start. I mean, they are looking high and low to find somebody, anybody that can do it. He had 2 starts there. They weren't exactly good. The Round Rock Express. That's who he faced. He plays for the Sugarland Space Cowboys. That's actually a great name. Like, I can't even hate on that. They took on the Las Vegas Aviators. How about that? You ever been to one of those games, Producer Jacob? No? Not a big Aviators fan? Well, I'm not a big Spencer Arrighetti fan. So, sure, if I end up firing this up, that I'll get blanked from Blanco Part 2, the sequel or something. But let me just say, Atlanta, pretty damn good with bats. That has not been an issue for them against righties this season. Best in baseball, 145 WRC plus with a 215 ISO. That is absurd, friends. That is absurd. Oh, and then Mr. Vines on the other side. Darius Vines. Only want to be with you. That's Darius Rucker, different guy. 416 expected slugging, 16.7% K rate. Very, very limited sample size that exists on him. The ball is getting launched a little bit. That's a little bit freaky. And then this bullpen for Atlanta has not been as tight as hoped, if you're an Atlanta fan, at least that is. Again, the starting rotation with no Spencer Strider for the season, it is going to be struggle bus USA looking for dudes. I think it's a little thin, but Atlanta on the run line because of that bat potential, there is that. But then, I mean, Darius Vines getting a very difficult Houston spot too. 126 WRC plus, only a 17.1% K rate against righties. 444 plate appearances too. Yo, It's not going to shock any of us. Houston has a lineup. How about a home run play, friends? Again, and the people. It's starting to heat up. We got Mr. I almost said Buster Brown. That's definitely not his name. Again, I apologize to all the families of all of these pitchers that I'm making fun of all season long, but it's going to continue. It's just having fun, friends. I think it's Ben Brown. Ben Brown. It's just a B. Brown in my sheet and on the top of your screen, so it is what it is. But 64.3% hard hits so far in 28 batted ball events is not great. 15-degree launch angle sounds like operable conditions for homers. Now, Merrill Kelly on the other side, 25.5% hard hit percentage. Nifty, but we can't bet him at this number, so we're going to actually pass at this number. We're going to go to Mr. Jock Peterson, who the numbers are down in the hard hit department this season, 44% hard hit. But we're expecting big things here eventually against righties. That's the whole point of him being in the major leagues. 52.2% hard hit percentage the last 2 seasons, 2022, 2023. I don't see any reason that he doesn't find that form sooner rather than later. So get on the bus. We're going home. Jock Peterson to homer. Actually, my favorite non-Tristan Cassis home run play. Number two, relative to what I perceive the home run odds to be. Obviously, there's pinch hit concern with him, so you're going to hopefully find a decent enough number, but anything better than plus 475, plus 450, that's going to be on the card. Anything shorter than that, just let it be. Sonny Gray, Ross Stripling, pretty quick one here. That's for sure. I don't have a ton of questions about what I'm looking at here. I mean, Oakland on this side, Ross Stripling is horrendous. He's no good, very bad, terrible. And we have so many of those starters in baseball now. They must be punished. Now, Ross Stripling, 25% hard hit. That's been great. 1.7% barrel percentage, great too. But doesn't get swing and miss. 297 expected batting average. He does get the benefit of this ballpark, which is a little bit of protection for the year that it will remain there. All 15 people in attendance will very much enjoy watching this game. 3.85 expected ERA for Stripling so far this season. So there are positives. But overall, friends, we are going to go bet against Ross Stripling. Here with Sonny Gray, who's been one of the better starters in baseball so far. Again, just like his stuff, miss him in Minnesota. I would do anything to go reclaim him and get him back. But 13 batted ball events, 274 expected slugging is awesome. 27.8% K rate is awesome. Everything in line as it should be in its right place. You bet him. Only the one start, 64 pitches. He'll be limited, but turn it over to the bullpen. Generally a good thing, especially when you're taking on an A's team that can't hit anything. I could probably get through an inning unscathed. That would be fun. St. Louis money line, your building block piece of the day. 2 games to go. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bells. We go to Frankie Montas taking on George Kirby. People know by now, I'm not a huge George Kirby guy. He does one thing really well, pitches in Seattle and limits walks. Those are good things. But Frankie Montas is the guy that I want to be paying close attention to because we are just going to blindly play just righties against Seattle. We're just going to do it blindly all season here to start off until books correct it more. 31.5% K rate. 31.5% K rate and 387 plate attempts against righties so far this season. That is just so bad. Now, Frankie Montas has not had the crazy K stuff that we've seen once upon a time with him, but I don't really care. 5.5 Ks might be your opening number here. I'm just going 6+ to be a little conservative. If it opens at 6.5, might have to do some soul searching and really figure out what I'm trying to accomplish here with this life of mine. But 2.75 expected ERA, nifty. You should be able to pitch deeper into this one. High point of 26.6% K rate back in 2021. It's gone down a little bit here, but 2023 basically was out the whole year, so it's a write-off, friends. Hopefully you got your taxes in. That's important too. Frankie Montas, 6+ Ks, yay. And Tyler Glasnow's pitching. He's really freaking good. This game doesn't have a line out. The Dodgers are playing here as we speak, and LA -1.5 is going to be like the most bet thing by the public you've ever seen in your entire life this season. So whatever. Yeah, I'm leaning that direction right now against TBA. Actually, TBA might be a better starter than whatever Washington rolls out there. Happy freaking Monday. Let's get going this week. And that does it for another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. You know what to do. Go to that comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays that exist on the card here. Great stuff. Producer Jacob, thank you. I have nothing else to add. Let's have a great week. Until next time, friends, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB streets on Monday.